Offices Adda 24/7. My name is Niharika Maria Bhatnagar and I am with you with the area of accounting and financial management for bankers. Today I'll be talking about the module D in a further detail. So today I think the questions are going to be more of costing. A little part of income tax is also there. So it's going to be a blend of all these topics all together. But yes, today we are going to be more on the conceptual side rather than the practical side or numerical side. So let's move forward and talk about the conceptual side of the examination. In the examination that has just been conducted, even in that you will find that the examination was based upon this fact only, that the examination was more conceptual based rather than having numericals in the examination. So in this case, the best thing is when you're preparing for this examination, then you should look forward towards more of a conceptual base. On that concept base, you learn the numerical part as well. So it's way better that when you're working towards your preparation, you stand firm on this side. So here comes the first question. The question says, the due date of the first installment of the advance tax paid by the assessee company is on 15th of April, then it is 15th of December, then we have 15th of June or 15th of September. Overall, in terms of advance tax, now we have different sections there. Even the penalties are defined like that: 234A, 234B, and 234C. Three different penalties based upon the advance tax. Normally, the companies are supposed to deposit advance tax quarterly, right? And the people who are looking forward towards the area of submitting the amount there, it is after the completion of the quarter there. Plus, at the same time, before the end of the financial year, if the amount is of more than 10,000, it has to be paid that way, that if your total tax exceeds 10,000, then advance tax has to be paid by you. Number two. Number three can be related to the area of the part that in terms of this examination, the next part that we look forward towards income tax is that if a particular person fails to submit up to 90%, then there are certain penalties based upon that. But after advance tax, that is self assessment tax. This is when you find that you don't have to pay this much amount there. That is called self-assessment tax. The date of the first installment of the advance tax, which was to be paid on 15th of April, 15th of December, 15th of June, or 15th of September. The answer is on 15th of June. That means the completion of the first quarter, April, May, and June. But the has to be last installment has to be paid before 31st of March. That's the rule. Okay? Now, here comes the next question. It says, describe the method of the costing to the nursing home: operating costing, process costing, contract costing, or job costing. So there are four different kinds of costing: operating, process, contract, or job. Nursing home is basically a place where you are not selling anything. You don't sell health, right? So in this case, the correct answer would be service costing or operating costing. Under operating costing, you are just serving. So that means the cost is related to the time that you are devoting. Nothing else. It's related only and towards the area of time. Okay? That is related to this area. Then, which of these is not a material control technique? APC analysis, fixation of raw material levels, maintaining stores ledger, or control over slow moving and non moving items. Which among the following is not a material control technique? Material control technique talks about, we have raw material, we have WIP, and we have finished goods. We have three kind of things. We have to make sure that whatever we are using, be it raw material, be it WIP, or be it finished goods, we have to make sure that whatever things we are looking forward to, they are kept in a proper manner. ABC analysis means A, B, as well as C. All these things, when we talk about it, there is something called ABC inventory control. In this case, what they do is that they decide which particular part is very important. They keep it as A. The second one would be B, based upon less important. Which one is least important would be categorized as C. Fixation of raw material levels, that is, they define their reorder level, the reorder quantity. All these things are decided, and the maximum ordering level and it as the buffer stock. They define this part as well. Then maintaining stores ledger. This is basically related to the area of knowing what you have in the or raw material there or in the stores. And last is control over slow moving and non moving items. If we talk about slow moving or non moving items, these items are related to the areas that we need to know which one can be sold very easily and which one would take a lot of time and which one is not being sold at all. So in this case the correct answer would be maintaining the store's ledger. Then the next point, a budget which is prepared in a manner so as to give the budgeted cost for any level of activity is known as master budget, zero based budget, or flexible budget. So we have got four different kinds of master, zero, functional or flexible. So in this case the best way of working is the budget which is prepared in a manner that gives the budgeted cost whatever the different level is. So it is based upon flexible budget. That means 40,000 and we are going to find the area of process costing. Okay? Process costing, they say if you have abnormal losses, sometimes the organizations will have normal losses, sometimes they will have abnormal losses. Normal losses happen in terms of, see, if I'm transporting water, I am transporting water. In that case, there can be spillage, which is very, very normal. Then, if the weather is very humid or at the same time it is very hot, so it would be evaporating. In terms of petrol, it normally evaporates when we are putting it because spillage is less. But in this case, the tankers, when we are transferring the petrol, now normally a part of it gets absorbed in the liquid. So in this case what we'll call it is these things happen with it. So this means that in terms of these costs it is abnormal in nature. If an accident happens, if any of the cars get bursted, all those things happen, there is a part of abnormal losses. The process account is generally debited with the full production costs or credited with the scrap value loss. uh, in terms of petrol, in terms of even coal, this happens. But when we are transporting coal, now sometimes when you are transporting the coal, the coal while being transferred, now slowly and steadily it gets shredded, and that shredding thing happens there. It becomes more and more powdered. Now that is something that is very very normal in this case. The next point is credited with the scrap value of the abnormal loss units. In this case what's going to happen is that we have to look forward towards the scrap value. Scrap value means what would be left by the end, and then created with the full production cost of the abnormal loss. They are asking that what should we do with the abnormal loss. See, normal loss has no value. If I am sending you 100 I am selling you 100 eggs, one or two of them would be definitely broken or they might be cracked. This is very very normal. So that means in this case what's going to happen is that abnormal thing, that is not abnormal. So you have to pay me money for 100 eggs only. Once you have taken it now, even if you have 90, you'll be like okay, it's fine because two of them had to go like that. But in a case that if I give you 100 and more than 20 eggs are broken, what will you do? Now you'll come to me and say, what are you giving me now? This is not good for me. That is where this would be called abnormal. So when we have abnormal losses, we consider the cost of it as well. We'll say 2-3 would have been fine, 20 is too much. So 17, I won't pay for those 17 eggs at all. Rather just I won't pay for this 20 eggs at all. The problem arises here. So in this case what's going to happen is it would be credited in the full production cost of that abnormal loss. Whatever the abnormal losses, we will consider it here itself. Okay, that's the rule. In this case the simple rule says that whenever you are actually dealing with all these things, now you will have to make sure that whatever is abnormal, you will charge the entire amount of that particular thing in the books itself. Okay? Because that particular thing is being used and then there is a clear loss. A local authority is preparing a budget for its refuse disposal department. Which of the following items would not be included in the cash budget? Capital cost of new collection vehicle, then depreciation of the machinery, operatives wages, or fuel for the collection vehicles. So we are looking forward towards the budget for refuse disposal department. So that what is something that you will not include in the cash budget? Cash budget is basically something that relates to the day-to-day cash inflow and outflow in these cases. So first is capital cost of new vehicle, depreciation, operative wages, or fuel. In this case I would say fuel is definitely very important. Cash budget will not include B. Depreciation is not a part of the cash budget at all. That's the simple rule. Because depreciation is a non-cash expense. If I'm using my phone, its value is decreasing day by day. That's a non-cash thing, not a cash thing there. Okay? That's a non-cash thing. So how do we conclude it? I'll say that it is depreciation can be stated as non-cash expense, so it should not be included in the cash discount in the cash budget at all. Which of the following is not an avoidable cause of labor turnover? Dissatisfaction with the job, lack of training facilities, low wages and allowances, or disability, making a worker unfit for work. So what would be the correct answer? Which of the following is not an avoidable cause of labor turnover? If I'm looking forward towards labor turnover, dissatisfaction of a job is basically something, it's an avoidable cause. If you try to satisfy the person, he can still go. Lack of facilities, this is again, you can give training to them, they will stay in the organization. Low wages and allowances, you pay more, they will still stay. Disability is something that is not in their hands. This is something that is not in your hands as well as in the hands of that particular labor as well. So that means this disability portion is something that is not something avoidable. This is unavoidable in nature. This can happen with anyone. Okay, na? That's the next point. Costs associated with the labor turnover can be categorized into preventive cost, replacement cost, both, or machine cost. In terms of labor turnover, we can have both. Preventive, that we can make sure that we are still staying in the organization and not having any problem with us. Second is replacement cost, which can be related to the area of what if the particular person doesn't work properly, we'll give them training and then we'll change them further there. Then we'll take it as replacement cost only. So in this case I would say both of these. In terms of labor turnover, both kind of costs are there. We'll try to prevent them from going, and if they are moving away, then we'll replace them accordingly. Then it is both of the above. Following is not potential benefit of using a budget. More motivated managers, enhanced coordination, improved interdepartmental communication, or more accurate external financial statements. What would be the answer in this case? Which of the following is not a potential benefit? Budget really motivates managers because they keep themselves in control. It enhances their coordination. It improves their interdepartmental communication and more accurate. If I really have to look forward to it, the correct answer is D. There is nothing in terms of more accurate financial statements. Knowing the budget doesn't really make a difference. Your knowing a budget is something that will help you to understand your future and remove uncertainty. It will never make your external financial statements more accurate, because budget and actuals can sometimes really vary a lot. So then we can never say just because we are making budget we are good at the final balance sheet. No, there's nothing of that sort. Next point, cost of service under operating costing is ascertained by preparing cost sheet, process costing, job sheet, or production. There is nothing called job sheet because job sheet is now in terms of customization, not in terms of regular job. Okay? So that is the point. This should not be included. Process is about going through different levels. 1 process, 2 process, 3 process, 4 process. Production account is relating to the production area. Last is cost sheet. The area of cost sheet is about, this is general for everything, whatever you prepare, be it your goods, be it your services. So it would go like that. The amount would go to as cost sheet. Okay. Last question. cash budget of ABC for wants of a short-term surplus. They say that there can be a short-term surplus. Which of the following would be appropriate to take an action in such a case? Purchase new fixed assets, repay the long-term loan, write off preliminary expense, or pay creditors early to obtain cash discount. If you're looking forward towards the cash budget is a day-to-day budget, not a long-term budget. So in this case, what would be the correct answer? The correct answer in this case would be just pay off the creditors. Now, if you pay off the creditors, you'll get a discount there. That is way better. So it's just about paying off the debtors, get a discount, and you'll be sorted. So if you have surplus, you should get it done as early as possible, because this will save you from further longer payments. So pay creditors early to obtain a cash discount. So that is done. So thank you so much everyone. I think this is where I end my session. But before I end my session, there's one more thing. Let me show you our Sankalp batch, under which we are working in terms of the October 2023 the examination point of view. So let me just show you there itself what to do with it. You have to go on to the area of our website, that is www.adda247.com. Okay, let me just go you and show you in terms of the area where to go exactly. Just a moment. I think let's open up the website there first, and then I'll show you that part. You have to go on to the area of www.adda247.com. There you will find all the details. On that particular area, you have to go on to the area of JAIIB and CIB. Okay. So in this case, what you need to do is you have to look forward to that. First of all, you have to open that area of JAIIB and CIB. In the JAIIB and CIB area, you will find all the details there. Let me show you. Going on to this area, go on to the area of JAIIB and CIB. In this area, there comes a JAIIB October 2023 batch. All the batches are here. Sankalp batch has started. So English medium and as well as bilingual, both batches are there. So what you can do is you can look forward to our batches. This is where you will get the entire batch. If you're looking forward to our batch, that is Sankalp JIB batch 2023 October, all you need to do is you can use the code PREP80 and you will get a discount. Currently it is not available there, but if you will try it again later on, you will see that it is available. It goes up to 81% of discount, so kindly go ahead and use the code PREP80 to get the maximum discount. So kindly go ahead and check it out in our website, on our website or in our app for further details. All you need to do is check out this particular batch. In this case, you can take up all the classes all together, and at the same time you are having ample of time. You should start early so that you can finish off early. So these things should be kept in mind when you're preparing for these kind of examinations, because as soon as you finish it off, the growth is there in your hand, right? The increments are there in your hand, the level of